see a president for Akonya so ama obi hu COVID dia na tete de baye na so far no usuhusu so a nyaye ene kwa fa so a yetumi esi COVID na ano na ne ususu so de up to now enkanka ye dwedie ni asetire mu no affecting yen. That is the reality. Unse dey so be a person your politics ana obi a aba we Nsem because near to nanado aban no and to ebi two abebia wo since you are for public always say 15 kroma time e ko see president abedu nya aban bia sa aboya for the COVID buyer you shut it down the whole country. Everything came to a standstill for almost 1 year. Government into revenue and businesses collapses and the economic situation. What should they definitely? I buy Bobusia, I buy ye to make sure say they economic back. The panel ye will know. Ebe see no nothing so no. Ya make sure say ye be protected. Na kose na me mom friend say me omo to survive no omobusa no me mom kose because enye obi a no to survive here amanfo papa but ya yetin kwemo no o dey say me bonya ye because me I believe say nema minu na always very important say owo nkwa na owo apomuden enti no say nyame adom na COVID ne dey be ni eti no me ne wo yetin kwemu na owo apomuden ya we should be very grateful o dey say because they be did the no dey nyame a share body dada. What I say, Nyame as a boss say, no matter what we went through, no, Nyame share. And at the end, the enum niano, Nyame go so share. President is say, obey putting measures in place now will recover economy. No, thank God also. IMF sikano ebi abedu na ebedu no so no or see or the be juma now what she say at least ebe so yemu kakra but ene nkyere say IMF sikana abedin tene nyanya ye ho aton dey be it's a process. Uda economic recovery a process. An act a event. A process. And then one day na what if you wakasa Abrabo ma oboye. Uda kwa fa so COVID the buy any nyama okumu no. Ka be dware wo any nyama business collapse and kwa fa so COVID here one. Kwa individual kan kasa. You don't take 1 day to recover. It takes time. But yenya politics mayen to be or mine so na yenhwe na yenye say and thank God we have such a president. I always say nyame nimye nti odi na do bae because na do bae no we be face situation na it say a situation on so face we share David na memu no obae be to okun o David konya manesem ne aye moja ti David reign no eyokun Israel kun okun ni amomo o dey say say na do aye na do ba no oba as a warrior and I can see say okun didn't say na be ya say nyame ya dom na MPP say Ghana for who MPP for momo na mo so mo ba ni obebe bia no obe say Solomon on be kubium on obesi after say nyame sorry die no and definitely that's how I'm seeing those amemu umpenasemu wabedi oman so wabeyebi ama Ghana na ebini de course wo elimina fishing habo ya nanado promise ya president mama say enye sakawa o dey say ene fishing habo na ba life amobi ehu the same way with a free test so almost say free test at all so mo enye juma. You see we have a problem with the opposition the ankawo ha near government in power area no now support no say if there is change of government o ba na obeto so I say really ayekoi obi a shase say o tu bika no one obedi baton no o bon pai say on hwe ase na hwe ase a e be na hoji baton no o di baton na rest wie enti president mama any NDC for me snemo sa suni ban ya wo mu a I say a demonic spirit or spirit bia empe obi ye no demonic spirit say mo die mo te o mu no enye ye and be negative adwin bone kwa na say ya adwin bone to position ya and then there's all the Mawa, or start to jump. Or I say, there is no way out. MPP are better Abamu forever. It will never happen. It can't happen. There will be a timer. Nyame so say MPP nkwambako. But wow, ebe do so no adwum pone a wodi ti o memu a mama sorry a enye bibia negative as of now we speak now. NDC as a party. Only message. You are not telling us how you do, what you say MPP ni what policies, programs men are more back. And when it's attend the day. What I say, and young people at NDC. What I say, more programs and policies are more back. Not gonna for some message in here. Now you reduce insult, attack, propaganda. No, it doesn't help. Baby, you do know. Now do address the nation, and together we have to build Ghana. What I say, because so many now also and you see another area I want us to tackle is the issue of when you have opposition already government down in everything, and all creating persons say Ghana. Ghana ton somo Ghana when I say economy and economy but Ghana is so badly managed. Say how crap should not bring their money and your opposition want to be predicted say banks the crowd be good and they be a painting bad image about your country Ghana to the international community. Now uto memu na so manu mwa so far. What I say so far Mr. That pulling down spirit your call opposition partner abemu your abemu partner spirit no call and yet because together America together they build. There's respect for the government and the ruling opposition. They built America dream ye back that's America country for you. The dream is for one. America dream is one: prosperity, development. Others are maybe in times of crisis they talk about prosperity and development. They talk about America dream. But it is only Ghana how you buy your dream not you know. You have a dreamer. Everyone say airplane console your dreamer. You pull it down. I say keep close for emblem. What do I say? Or koto Ghana nyashe. We say basket mu. Bra government kono position na dan koto bako piano bako so the 9 channel. They be class one. Every government be no. You see ye rebuilding. You see, economic recovery. You see, you lay foundation. You lay foundation because you soon and say every government be a no. The opposition is not supporting the government policies and program. And as I see with only NDC, it's MPP for so much is enough. Ghana for bread. Ya bramo and then politics of divide and rule and politics when I say destroy or mano when I say that. Yes, sir. The youth destiny and the youth future is at stake. Mumma for the first time, yan in Ghana ho na nya president kano. Yan ya bako. Na yan supporting the Ghana vision, the corporate Ghana. Na Ghana enko ni every so Ghana for the Samu president KE Ghana when I say president appointees any institutional leaders. Monshana mamungu enyuma. Monshana musuni mubai munyeri no baby do no. Every Ghanaian have to survive. And I'm a pet when I say Kufo Reno golden age of business. Kufo I can't remember Kufo time 2004. Business be a koso. Uma business in koso. We want to help people's businesses. We should stop those kind of modern ministries and no more modern government regulatories and no. Motion make sure say Ghana betumpo baby you do know you pay numa until every institution every businessman biara ejube biano my ensure na my ngunu the ensure na my balance the ensure businesses anchor the more businesses airflow the more movement air kosono na nyame ye to be fair that's my appeal that's my appeal and the president akasa and waka they are actually Ghana for moment ye nsomu ni ye move the nation forward but I believe say the way our president mentioned him and the way the confident level of Nanado no actually say the nation be power back What I say, and the only thing that we can wish for Madagana is say Madagana enye na Madagana ye na man ye ya ebi so ye so na aso echirima so entire ya bom empire boni say nyame enkoso enhu ye mobo na nyame enkoso enye ya dom na adom bi ndom moman na oman enfa oman enye baako yen kokode baako na yen di nukware baako na yen moye ho na yen hwe se oman no ebetumpon na kunimdi ayeye ni adia yebete no na Ghana efi IMF omo program yi so yebe fi ho na economy no take shape edube bia akoso ye na production increase na healthcare number 1 na education koso na infrastructure na koso na peace koso na every sector of the economy no ahele na tumpon na develop na prosperity bring. That is my call tonight. May God bless the President of the Republic of Ghana. May God bless the MPP party. May God also bless NDC and the opposition parties. And may God bless every Ghanaian and every institution for this success for so far. Nami na mitamo me ba me the sponsor ba na waba abek and na be say nyeme bi owi afi na me the topic for today very interesting topic ene me hwe nyeme bi ho me hwe Supreme Court Chief Justice ne vetting me the reti parliament and the parliament me bamos the me hwe parliament ene mo vetting no me be makemo na me wia na for the issue of contempt matise was say contempt achi obi contempt in the issue of contempt and how the contempt matters arises me wia nyume so a me be hwe one kan kebia yan kan one se be our children safe in our schools ye mano omoko school no are they safe? I'm going to look at the issue of child student abuse, sexual abuse. Ye man na omoko school no the way your teachers for headmasters for no real no the usu so ene benkum secondary school na dane aton sumo headmaster was say we nkola more than 100 na teachers no so na enyo omope ene expose am dey ba no o dey say ene expose am dey ba no our children safe. Minister of Education is not enough. It's not enough say about Nsem and science technology education this thing na create bra modi policy ba no ni ye mano ni ye say mano o dey say I'm going to look at sexual abuse on our campuses, how we can deal with those sexual abuses, and then lastly topic me share issue of cheating and the consequences. And today me chamo me ba me doc ba ebedi nkomo kakra na doc ba adotomofo ma me chamo aba na doc ba aba.
I thank the Council of State and our traditional leaders, the national and regional houses of chiefs, for their support and help in community sensitization. I thank the political and business leaders, development partnerships, NGOs and society, the sports, hospitality, entertainment, creative and tourism industries, our security services, police, military, immigration, teachers, pupils, students, parents, and guidance. I thank the journalists and the entire media. A few weeks ago, I gave national honors to most of the frontline workers who had been in the trenches, as it were, in the COVID battle. A total of 20,110 people were given national honors. They were well-deserved. But I know that some might have been left out, not out of any malice. We continue to recognize those who come to our attention. I must also make special mention of the environmental health personnel of the Ministry of Local Government. They played a key role in the burials of COVID-related deaths. The private funeral homes deserve honorable mention. They set the pace for how funerals should be conducted within the COVID protocol restrictions and with cultural sensitivity. In paying tribute to the health workers, I should address our psychologists and psychiatrists and express my gratitude for their work. COVID exacted an extreme emotional turbulence on the population, and no one can predict how long the effects on our mental health will last, and their work continues even after the end of the emergency. I believe it would be appropriate to make also a special mention of the Ministry of Health and its implementing and regulatory agencies, the Christian Health Association of Ghana, the military and police health services, quasi-government private healthcare providers, and the Food and Drugs Authority, FDA, which has established itself as a world-class institution able to hold its own on the international scene. On behalf of the people of Ghana, I express eternal gratitude to the police, the immigration, and the military, and the 2 IGPs, 2 CDSs, and Controller General that have served during the period. I pay homage to the pharmaceutical and textile industries and to the many corporate bodies that made generous donations and rallied to the call for enhanced domestic production of medical supplies. The Ghana Airport Company must be mentioned for the hard work of its staff. The Ghana Education Service and the Director General that saw us through the school closures and reopenings. Thank you. And thank you to its sister body, the Ghana Health Service and its dynamic Director General, both of them have gave such impressive accounts of themselves during this crisis. It would be greatly remiss of me not to place on record my appreciation to the National Ambulance Service and its workers. They worked well, and we are proud of them. I acknowledge the fact that digital technologies and drones help very much in getting vaccines and medications to hard-to-reach areas.
Me blast accuracy on amwa no de nan epempem fom ye de ni nyina ne se ye nuane na ye di ni kane no da wadawa no chese nyuma eyema nipadua no chese wo check ya eboro ayi over 10,000 ba me sro tie mi da wadawa no me de bia ba ha wo TV no so obetumi ahwe da wadawa ni tete no so omoye nkwan a especially awia kete no wabubi no de ato nkwan ni mu saa da wadawa we egene pausing edwo pausing ano second one is a blast circulation no moja no nya kwan eflow efa nipadua no ba bi e pesa efa bia obi o pimples ta yew pompo ta yew de bia bo so rashes bi agugugugu ho basa mesrawade a obehia apa ewi enti yana nanom first kane no na ayi keep bia ni ho anom different nuana no ene de bia yesore ayese wo pressure ni free hin na eba se moja ne nya kwan furo yi a wo ba yere anya pressure yare enti mesra mo ma yensan kwa ya pam dada no kane no nuane na eboa yen ema ye nipa dua no nya kwan ye adwuma yie wo ta dia soro kwa nche woda say wonai osimenata ye mititiri team nsa ende da wadawo wo kodwoma fofofo wo to ba ko a wudi na adwede ya na wafu ehye kakra eje mesra wo bedi kura ta adi ni daytime anasa anopa wudi obu kakra bia na de ato wabomu na anasa won kwan nim ebe ye adwuma kabaka papa moja nani ente ma moja no ho ye dindindindindindinde wudi wo yusu be ye 1 week a pa fa de ketu abi twa wo ho wo se moja no be ye ani be ye kama efi bia ma wo mojanum enti misrami tufo se fa we kan wa Abrabo ho na eno nso so beboa wo
na doc da wada no ye bunu
kete bi
se nati
ese ya lete wo se ebon kakra
no sense
wo sense
na
obebu ketu bi no wa posa gu
nkwanimu
na jai lawyer What is quite be a better media gum, soup, better media gum, for a dear quite be a better media gum. Even a bomukra better media gum. Now, a boy nipper Diani. A bema ya baby or be chumka won't go to draw a Honda.
It's Obabun say,
Obabun, category say, now what Posagum, now what Posagum quinum, and one on our Saturday. Nti Mr. say utie ya dawa de ukudwomua especially yenu anu muslimfo na omota afra free ceremony ade no mukra de ye komo ho e da meba ma be kire na aba no ene ne dua ne hini no ne ma eye mayen nti Mr. bomode say na adusuya no de beto ukutudwom mpato ye ka ban heba center na ye ka ayaresa bia kese ya sebesebio ye te yare ase ene enim ba bia yare free ene enim kwan a ye fa so sayare no nso so nti ban ka so tu yare ase ya sebesebio achi yedie sem bia ni ho achi yedie sem bia ni ho ma me die na ye wa no pei anasa nwumre yi ene nso yi to ya na se wioma ye nyunyuni ene wo acha se wini padua na ne ya wo no wo ya wo ho hye ba bia enye yi but asamba akope na me ka kirewo se sasabro na enwe won ka se chese wona ma wo hu ne awo ya wo wachika se ebo se ayi no sebesebe ye de se kan na edwa wo nipadua no mesrafo wani kire ban ya so ye na ye be show ama yare no ase yatu ma me ya wutie me ne obi wo da na dwubi ya sori o se me kon ye me ya o se machika se ye me ya mi kotoje mi sisi mi ntumi nya me ho hwe ma me tie me number ba ko pena wasa wo fa ban number no me ya me number ni 0244 988004 ofra Dr. Bana me ya me fa me live me ya na me peke me call obi ya peke ma me ya na me peke eti me sro ade bi e hawa etete obi ya no enfo woni nchire ba bia ba bi ba ko pe a wodi wani be kire ye ban he ba center na ya je wiase abasubodie bibiri ni nyina fa nompe eni yesisi ni ekotodwe na ba hwe ni pam pem ama chese ye ka ho asemo a ade be che ma metie me ade ba akopɛ ene hia ade hia na sa no pei wo sori ya obetu anamo na wodi wani a kire ban ya so ye akra ye was Spinters Road 18 junction wodo 18 ho na KFC ho na busa taxi for ne se wo ba Dr. Ban so ye be hwew ama yare no asi yetu obi frɛ anaso obi eto ho a na ne yemu ase ne se kikikim ase ye bono obi ange no hweba na ne yemu to me hyenum te se sabasa bi yo obi ne se kan di nachi ma me ba bia odi wani be kere eye ban so ye udofo na sabasa be na dwene mu ha no a wo hu ne ya wo ya no mesra nkobo ne che nkokekere ne nsha so dan bia mu fa na bra ban ye di 24 hours ebe ma sabasa be adwene mu ha wo no ebe ti afri ne so mesra de be na ha wo e bia wo ba bi sabasa be twere yare anase ye kan epilepsy ha no wo ya ne shi kure yeye wo yese wo todjam wo ya de nia wo din be kiri bia wo de na kini ma me mesra fa no bra ban ye betu ase ama akola na ye adwuma a hye Kristo din ya no monyam mesra de be na etete wo ade etete wo pa wontumi fo wani nkyere ban bebre ba wo se ban no boden ba ye nchaji wo bia wo ye nchaji wo bia ye ho to adro na wo no wia na asa no wasan beto ni ya tritu wo ban so ye kyere wo nadodo a ye de behwe nti wo to adro na asa no wasan beto ye nchaji wo bia wo ho mesra de be na etete wo anwumri ede be na etete wo enne sabesebe abuitirefo abrofo fitaa bagye bibiduro ekonom ewo ban so ye na wote Ghana ha edi akinye mesrawo ede be na etete wo ede be mpa na etete wo Abrabo a ama wani so no Abrabo nyina ye basa wo ne ya wo ye wo ho obi sori ya chese ne ya onyaduro kura nkobe no mawu ni nyina ne so wo hunu ne ya wonye last week ma me bi ba me ho Monday obeto me ma me ba ino de ni sa guniti o sisa na nkofo gu akire me shema ni di na omo ba ma kola me ne te o Janet no say dog ye mpata no na me se nya abotrema no nsu kakra ma me su wie ye no na chese babi a wako chinchini eni nura hodo a wakoje a so na chika se ne da so bono no a o ye no ho hwie yenye yi na me ka chese ma me na wotwe senne obeba na ya dance die mami numa do 3 days ofa for frey o se doctor nyankopon tuwo nkom na wo de Ghana do nyame de wo beche Ghana e de ben na wo hia bi mami bia wo sabsabe yesi akora ne de nsuo ba bi friend special freba number no yebe mena dura ma akola na soro ya nante aye bibibia na adwene ena mu adi dom a yebe hwe ni nyina ama na ye kama ama akola na tumi akwa aba e bia wo de hepatitis wako yese eni aduro entumi nkoda mesro freba number no ukidri na hawo no mesro hawo ho ntete wo krasa cause ko hospital on say ka tell say men these spices bi enti me di we abekere enti obanyansa ni yebu ne be enti baaka so obesa o kidney yare a ati ye die be na wo ho e bia wanya stroke but wo ho number bi ya show but still watch ya wontumi ntene wo nanim wontumi nanti mpacho braba wo ba ye mpamo ye be show ama wo ho ato ba ya so ye office therapy wo ho ya wo physical massage nso wo ho ya so ye ni nyina ye wo so wo ho bibibie hia bia wo manipadua no ba provide ni nyina de ama maame ye de aduro bi ba acha ba ye bosome ni yawie se obi a sabe ete anase esi glaucoma da wani so eno doctor ba mfa duro ma o fa kofi se wo obi na se wo di kuchini a chen me se chen na fa ba number no wo ba ya so ya ye di 2 days eno wo ba tena ya so ya ho 2 days ni ye free so na wo na wo kro no nya fe ni ekoma ndo bi asa konom na wani ni twa nsuo na ye de dabra ba ya dua duro no ba te beduru bosome de na afifi ya de be sawo yare ama wani yare ni nyina sabe eye wo yisi ni nyina si betu afiri ho emfa nkochini bi mo nyi ska no wo de tobo twen ba bosome ba akopɛ e beduru na dua na afifi ma me de na etete wo e de na hawo wadwene wo hu ne ya wo ye wo obi ni pedua ade be chi bia no so wote ni nyina na se wakocheke ye wo yesi wo stomach ulcer ya ka je so ulcer ne de okon enko
until normally no homono say ye ba consultation itia na intia
ya wo ye ntua consultation ai bia
ya for ba
and once obey your card.
Okay.
Yeah, your card is 56.
Okay.
We your card na no about doctor ho.
Okay.
Na ya church report no na chese ama wo lab.
Okay.
It mo confirm what they are.
More throughout the whole week.
The whole week.
Sunday
day.
Okay, that's good. It no obi
ya Dr. Bana bia o pesa wo frɛ Dr. Bana. Your number is 0244 08 3482. But I person Fred Dr. Bana nkasa me number is 0244 988 004 ofra baba me ya me ho ade bia obi etete obi ya no wo de nya abotre frɛ me na me kyerɛ kwan a wo befa so a wo ho beto
nya abotre kyerɛ me na me kyerɛ wo befa kwan so a wo ho beto Dr. Bana amatene nkan I think say the lessons to be learned say we need kyerɛ ho a yade biara etete wo no doctor beboa we frɛ me so no dawa no we friend say wachire nti doc em say dawada no o de ko o de ko na o for so do
right on say na esitie ni
okay
dawada de ukodwom na anya ba
yo
obi owo bia especially yenu anu sire mfo
be kokotobi
la wo ya na o de afra ayi no na ebema blood circulation na ye adwuma na ebema watumi wakoma nso so tumi ba ena wo from pay ye
yo mate
wakoma moyi a wo from pa wo besi from sese ya
nyame hira doc nyame hira pa nyame hira that's it now ye try ho me ba I feel the topic for tonight because of the president speech you know I have only 1 hour to deliver my 3 topics. I'm going to look at the vetting of the chief justice, the performance of the committee vetting, the response of the chief justice, and the issue of contempt of court, and then we look at whether our students in our secondary schools are safe, and then other matters arriving. Into we started looking at the issues and Mmra Abrabo Nsem.
Thank you for having me again tonight. have come because of two important events that both occurred last week on 17th May. The first is an update on the COVID-19 pandemic. The second is the recent agreement we have reached with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Some 3 weeks ago, on 5th May, the World Health Organization, WHO, announced that COVID was no longer a public health emergency of global concern. It had taken 3 years, 5 months, and 20 days of unbelievable tumult, unrelenting pain and suffering, and emotional turbulence of a world turned upside down. But we have at last heard the words for which we had all been praying. The scientists and health experts tell us that we no longer have a public health emergency of international concern. They tell us also that there's evidence of reducing risks to human health from COVID-19 infections. This has led to the decreasing trend of COVID-19 related deaths, hospitalizations, and intensive care admissions. The world has also achieved the long hoped for immunity, and with improved clinical management, the experts say it is time to transition to long-term management of the COVID-19 pandemic. In other words, we can now breathe that collective sigh of relief. For even though we may still have to deal with sporadic, isolated outbreaks, the crisis itself has technically ended. The pandemic trend in Ghana is similar to the general global trend as announced by WHO. As of 15th May 2023, there have been 1,462 deaths attributable to COVID-19 in Ghana, with the last death being recorded on 8th January 2023. These are not mere figures or inconvenient statistics. They are daily.
And she don't do for no kasana yenko because as of now no lawyers be be yetifie yenim now given the fact say the Chief Justice are retired and the current judiciary no will be so Justice Judiciary so also next week will be called retirement into Mmra Parliament. Mmra Parliament most speedy up the vetting of the new Chief Justice. Now I'm so disappointed in watching the vetting, the position of the minority coming to a vetting with malice, any susubone, any prejudice mind concerning the nominee. Say you decided to abandon the vetting just because a judgment and court in favor until you want to hold the appointment and approval of the Chief Justice in ransom. I say more per se mu use your vetting powers and your approval to blackmail and intimidate the Chief Justice and the Judiciary. And it's so sad. Say members of Parliament, honorable members of Parliament, with the responsibility, say we are one arm of government and you have your leadership in place, effectively more channel laws. You are playing your role and your duty, your constitutional roles and duty, more perform. Then one arm of government is having issue with leadership. Our leader are retire, and we need to fill that vacuum. Now judiciary to be that leadership. Now it to me perform the constitutional, the democratic role constitution the man no, then you come to the vetting committee with an agenda of frustrating the chief justice nominee, and then you come and openly say you didn't want to participate, and you are even waiting whether mobile approval or not, no, or you join the nominee, no. It depends upon say judgment out, and the reason for the judgment, no, you are going to read, and that will inform. You see, it's so sad. Some of us watch more share the vetting, no. You could see, say, me rating the performance of the vetting committee. Muko share, no. Me rating memo 3/7. 3/7 meaning my failure. It's a total failure. The standard was so low. Questions are maybe saying Niano was not challenging enough. Was so low standard questions, and you could see, say, almost all the questions you see, say, the people who are asking the question, who himself is a question, or their opinion, or their lamentation, or they ask questions and they answer. What they say, you ask a question, now what can I provide you answer? Now what do prejudice mind about who react and so be say or they say, and that is what we saw. If you see Sasu MP for Medina, you were trying to ask the Chief Justice whether contempt of court it's something which is being abused or not. Go straight to it. But you ask, you express your opinion, and then you told the nominee, say, in your opinion, no, this is what you are seeing. Then why do you ask that question? And then you have almost all the minority represented at the committee, no. Every question will be said, no anti-judiciary questions. Questions are border on issues are more for say you perceive not to be right against your party. That is the questions you ask. So questions on the decision of the Supreme Court ruling, the reasons is going to come on June, no, concerning north of MP, no, loss to you, no. It became an issue. All the questions on the nominee was very, very unfair, very, very unfair, and you could see, say, it's like you are all you just ganked against the judiciary. And I was worried because we have some of the minority MPs on that vetting committee, you know, who are lawyers, and if I look at the level of arguments and level of questions from the parliament, this parliament, you've lowered the standard before God the man. The parliament that we had, the parliament I can't remember, 92 parliament, 96 parliament, 2000 parliament. Yes, to be done, because you could see, say, 92, 96, 2000, 2004 parliamentarians were very matured, articulating the ask questions in the interest of the nation. They were very humble, they were very knowledgeable. You could see the level of parliamentarians, well educated, matured, parliamentarians. But what are we seeing now with the kind of current parliament? You know, it's like people, in terms of maturity, in terms of comportment, in terms of the way they ask questions, in terms of the questions, I sat throughout and I felt so sad for Madagana, because I saw, say, the questions that they were being thrown, brother minority, bisa unnecessary questions no na majority so and also a praise singing. So you have majority they are praising the nominee and they are not asking the nominee any difficult questions. Then you have the minority too who don't like the nominee because they think the nominee no is part of Supreme Court judges who ruled against them. So almost the committee was divided and your questions did not miss the hope and aspiration of the other Ghanaian. My questions in there Tonsumu. In fact, I didn't learn anything. The Chief Justice was not asking the more beside the questions to be a bundle on how the administration is going to make justice affordable to the ordinary Ghanaian. How the administration will expand access to justice. How the administration will tackle corruption. How this administration is going to deal with the issue of a challenge of finances, the issue of the current turbulence in the judiciary, just like 4 hour strike. Questions are on how the Chief Justice is going to ensure there are no delays in the administration of justice. The kind of programs to develop the judiciary, how he processes the electronic digitization of our judiciary. These intelligence questions in Yano rather ye bisa questions bordering on contempt. And the saddest aspect is when people think that insult a judge a normal. You see, you insult a judiciary and you have people like Sasu Madina MP champion the cause. Say it is strange. Say judges when they come under serious insults and personal attack, it is part of our democratic process. And then you have Mama Yariga also having that same, then you have elements with some lawyers, they think say insulting is normal. Insulting of a personal insult is part of our democratic dispensation. Where did we learn this from? And currently what is happening is that the judiciary, as I see it right now, has come under serious bullying. We are bullying the judiciary. The judiciary, people are using social media to bully our judges. People are using social media to run down the judiciary. The judiciary have come under serious personal attack, bullying and blackmailing by social media. And instead of members of parliament seeing this threat as something affected the confidence, the security, and the integrity of the court, and the way Ghanaians will respect the court. No, members of parliament rather are leading the attack. Say it is normal for the judiciary to come under serious attack when Bisa White Abba declare the Supreme Court say a stupid court, and he has been cited for contempt. Then members of parliament, Judiciary committee members will not take advantage of that one to come to the defense matter that is yet to be decided. Now, vetting question, and do you think say it is normal? No wonder. Mama Kevin Taylor spirit no any Tony Jonas mo any some element like David mo these people who live outside the country they've come and use insults as a tool to get what they want, to push their agenda. This is not the Ghanaian. It's not part of our culture. It's not. You see, no democracy allows insult. There's nothing like freedom of insult or freedom of insult. That's insult is a crime. Insult is contemptuous. What do I say? If judges are not ruling and you don't like it, leave the messenger and deal with the message. Attack the ruling. Do a critique. Express your opinion. But don't leave the ruling and come and deal with the judge. And some judge say judge be onim here obi so say court no stupid, obi so say nyama yen didi judges attempt say a judge ayo maame no papa judge the fact say he's a judge. Don't they also have feelings? Don't they also have emotions? Don't you think that our judges also have wives? They have husbands, they have children, they have family? Who likes insults? You see, because social media back with faceless people and address, people on comment section throw all kinds of insults and attack on the judiciary. Don't think it is normal. These people who do commentary and attacks on the judiciary, they are faceless, they are cowards. And they say, if you go on social media, Ghana web, now sorry banner, who shall say insults when people are insulting and their identity is unknown, and then you have members of parliament who want to okay and endorse that impunity. Say insult is normal, attack of the judiciary is normal, it's part of the those members of parliament has a problem. If you're a lawyer and contempt of court, you don't know what contempt of court entails. And some judges in Sukrano, we need to school them on contempt of court. Chief Justice and the judges, some of you need to go to school on contempt of court, because when we bring issue of contempt of court, the way you handle it at the court, as if you don't understand the concept of contempt of court. And we need to our judges have to. Some judges see only contempt of court as disobeying court order. They don't know that they are writ that breeds contempt of court. Say if a person file a process and that process is not respected, it's contempt of court. Or if a person file a process and then somebody undermine that process, or does anything that disrespect the process, or presents the matter before the court by any court or act, these are contempt of court. But some of our judges don't understand those principles. So you bring contempt of court and they leave the contempt. They allow people to go scot free, and this has brought about a lot of impunity against the same judges. And then judges have come at attack because we are not campaigning with. Judges must understand, say, contempt of court has come to stay. Whether you define it, you qualify it, is contempt of court. If you respect the court will respect you. Our judges need to be protected. And the parliament, please, don't think that you are king gods. Meanwhile, you are saying that judiciary is abusing contempt of court. Meanwhile, you parliament too, when people do, you hold people before a privilege committee. Don't you have parliamentary contempt? In your own law, the constitution that created you gave you the power to cite people for contempt of court, contempt of parliament. So if people can be cited for contempt of parliament, and if we insult parliament, don't you think that we can be dragged before the privilege committee to be dealt with? Why should I come and sit here and insult parliament? I can express my view, my opinion, but I don't have the right to come and insult members of parliament because you are honorable people. Why should I insult you? When Mobodini say Mokodina elections, and you are in parliament, look at what parliamentarians you go through, the difficulties every day in parliament, the research, and then the things that you go through to become a parliamentarian. And so, what gives you the right to insult you? Why should members of parliament be insulted? Why do you think that judiciary should also be insulted? Why do you want to legalize insults in this country? For whose interest? And no wonder. And then celebrities are insulting left and right. And then when you go to social media, insult has become part of our culture. It's like it is okay. We are insulting pastors. We are insulting chief imam. We are insulting the chiefs. We are insulting the military. We are insulting the police. We are insulting our politicians. We are insulting our president. We are insulting our old ladies. We are insulting. Insult have become like the order of the day. Why do we want to promote this? It's my prayer that we should go hard at people who insult. The military must begin to the cyber crime units must begin to crack down on people who use social media to bully people. Social media insult, those who engage in offensive conduct by insulting people. And if you insult people on social media, it's a crime. Let's go after them. Let's go after them. And let's begin to jail them one by one. People who think that they can use insult to get their way. They can use insult to bully. You want to bully the judiciary through social media and undermine the authority and run down the judiciary. For whose interest? Please, members of parliament, come again. A minority. If you like or not, if you like Mupamuko participate, the woman has passed the test. Chief Justice, I call him her Chief Justice Tokunu, refined woman, God-fearing, excellent. What do I say? You have approval no. Na nentem so. Na yenyai sa nya twum na yedi to memu a ye muhwe. Ye no insult attract cases. Nation that does not respect the elderly, that does not respect institutions, we attract cases. And there is nobody who promote insult who you never have peace. You see, so watch anybody who deal with social media insult. Look at their life. Look at their life critically. They are suffering serious cases. Consequences. Who says and people who insult are people who are frustrated in life. In fact, when you are frustrated, it turns into insult. When you have depression, it turns into insult. When you're not intelligent and you insult, we say when you cannot discuss issues, when you cannot analyze issues, when you cannot criticize, when you cannot bring alternative, what it turns is insult. It will say obia insult be intelligent. Obia insult biara anything to offer the nation. Anybody who insult biara is a cursed person. Anybody who insult biara no a personal of when they say on your breath again, because you are not bringing anything on board. We don't develop a nation by insults. So that's my stake. Let's respect the institutions of states. Let's give honor to those honored who are due. Let's be critical of what happens in the society. Maybe means legal means to express our opinion. It comes in the form of demonstration. It comes in the form of petition. It comes in the form of taking legal actions. It comes in the various forms. But insult is out. So stop bullying the judiciary on social media. And let's give respect to the judiciary. That's my opinion. Now, I'm moving on to the second issue. Benkum Secondary School is trending. Benkum Secondary School is trending. What has brought about the trend? Was the headmaster of Benku is under investigations for sexual misconduct. They say, "You call na you school." So muko suya die. You di free SSS apiso amomo. Na parents, I go through a lot of pain to buy provisions, send their children to our various schools. SS school senior no Benkum senior secondary school headmaster and teachers so is alleged say omo wi nkwala yi na nyeso omo wi omo so no ya starting up investigation, and then the report that is coming out and say a lot of students are testifying. Now let us look at the broader picture. And you see, Ghana your country be when issues of this nature bar, people think say a moral issue, and you know let we don't take it serious. So what do back school now you think say responsible matured matured people obia or your headmaster what the Uba commander on himself Ubano is well protected or better at the part what the Uba Okoja Chichenia what himself there's this fiduciary relationship. Chichenia should work in the best interest of the children. But where our children go to school, the girl child the boys are safe. The boys are somehow safe. But the girl child that you not go school. Na teachers are mo yusu indomie. Na mo yusu come and bring my book to my room. Teachers are mo school no compound. Headmasters na mo have sex with our children. You are destroying these children. You are impregnating these children. You are debasing them, defiling them. And whilst their parents are entrusting, I've put them into your care. You are trustee. There's a place who trust them. Say, me back school. Na okosiade yakobo no buy. Enti teachers now more secondary schools and then we so our secondary schools teachers, our headmasters, we are coming hard at you. Some of you, I know munia, some. The Ministry of Education, this is a crisis. Your crisis is not only about how to bring quality education, but if our children, we have quality education and our children are being abused. Minister of Education, Minister of Education, who America, you know, America will not tolerate abuse of children. America, if you abuse a girl child, you'll be dealt with. But what is happening here? We should apply the same principles. Let's bring some safety, sanity in our schools. Minister of Education, Makasa Minipa, potential vice president. Sorry, you mano. Sorry, say Yamano was school. So some of their teachers we have teachers almost girls Ipenaga and Ampaw. You fail you bully you intimidate you blackmail and you make Ninka. Teachers, some of you have turned our girls into sexual objects. And I'm money down left and right. Who will teach about now girls in what classroom? Some girls in the 50 while you money go see. And must also reach it to a competition in the area, and these girls are going through a lot of emotional trauma, distress, and pain. Where is the help coming from? Teachers, some of our teachers in our schools, you are dating 2, 3, 4, 5 girls. You are spoiling these girls for us. Minister of Education and all stakeholders, our religious leaders, traditional leaders, our DCs, we should be interested in our constituencies and our district. Let's descend on our secondary schools and let's begin to have an audit. Send a sex therapist, send psychologists, and send people to go and investigate what is happening in our schools. Let's go to school and let's call our girl child and let them begin to talk. Teacher, the piano, what you are calling piano? What do I say? You must cycle, because we have a lot of teachers who want to teach. You see, some of us will take up the crusade. Minister of Education, I am coming to you directly for help. I'm seeking help and sponsors to go to our various schools to teach them about sexual abuse and then dealing with sexual offenses on our campus. And yet, secondary school over your primary schools, the children are suffering. Over your universities, they are suffering. Technically, they are suffering. Our teachers are abusing, some of them are abusing our children. This is an issue. We need to address it. Where is the Minister of Gender for children? Where is the Minister of Gender? Where is the Minister of Education in this matter? Where are our chiefs? Where are our opinion leaders? Where are our religious leaders? Some of the pastors, the Munimani say, you see your level. You see your level. This, you see, your people who come to your church are suffering. The Christian Council and then the religious leaders in this country, Church of Pentecost, Roman, Presby, Muscus no, Roman, Christian schools no, you destroy my life. No wonder these children come home and they are spoiled. We see when you the religious schools like Roman Catholic schools, Presby schools, Methodist schools, schools more na teachers no necessarily read kwala na in kwala be free school or ba Sunday school or youth groups no more pro. No wonder today our girl child almost say kwala say social media no more tricky na teacher obi akwala na kwala tricky a over to stop no. We have a crisis and we need to look at the way our girl childs are being abused in our schools. Teacher ni bia obe dey two student bia no I say you deal with you like a rapist. These children, some of them are below the age of 16. So it's defilement. Those child are being defiled in our school and everybody is quiet. The president is quiet. The ministers are quiet. But some of them are into it. Politicians secondary schools weekend Friday Saturday hotels and movie houses. Some of you are into it. Some of the politicians more they think for last 17 18 years more dream for our schools. How do you come out to and if you be some of the teach you come more and if you be what do I say as of school every school no more Sunday school no more youth group so no more yomo e ko every school teacher we no oba so so ya we no okwa he feel so ya ko we no enti ye kola ya yomo sa ba oba gala fo kola we mo ya mi kun kola gala fo mo ba akola Sunday school tell you teach ya we no na tell school teacher you ni we pa so okwa you fellowship you fellowship you know okojo ni kwa leader you know na for say na elder you know pastor you know oko school so teacher be you know and teachers you know kwalai hu mobo gami hu kwalai mama mobo gami kwalai mobo kwalai bre mo twena mo kwalai ni every school mu na so mo be twempo mo twempra how do you feel as a teacher? Now, akwala ochena de ondra koda na obegina o na ochena de akwani ko to concentrate o to so de we are having a crisis. Let's deal with this crisis. What do I say? Mu teachers for mu na mu say kwala na mo to phone na mo na mo to data mo na mo to idombe na mo to we say inconscient bodo na mo de wi ba na na me de me na Ampaw mu nim na me baba me mama me baba na okosu okumase no ene me baba na omo ba nim tite ni okoso me ba me di to me mama ni aton la Ampaw me interest mo be yi me ba wo bra me bre wa Abrabo mu ni ano enti mo da mo interest na mo parents so you don't care mo go check it out. Our parents must be the Parents Association. The minimum say you introduce. Go to your schools and find out from the children what they are going through, and then you're going to be here because of what they are spoiling them. So please, I'm leading a crusade. I'm going to lead a crusade in our schools. I'm going to lead a crusade in our secondary schools, in our tertiary schools, and our campuses. Dealing with sexual impunity and sexual offenses on our campuses is becoming too much. Akola ko school ko so dia na ya pro no ya sign no. No wonder you call it feli ya mu call it mu ade and then call it fi school ba no ma soro. Ebimu di Nsem na fi school na ba. Na ebimu e asode because teacher ko mia nufu. Teacher si bi wa kwala no ya no football in your class. What do I say? Na teachers be wa sheda girls school no na teacher for member no na say that dormitory be wa pose teacher member ya suma wo ye obeso ko hwe nkola no nti no kakra be na wa roko no ko dura ho na nkola idwane na roko mu teacher for no ya ba mo so teacher bi bia na obewi akola bia no na so mu Ghana. We need to parade them. It's high time we parade these teachers. Get education service, have a policy. Teacher ni bia no be akola bia na publish you. Let's begin to publish the pictures and the name of these teachers. Abusers. They are abusing our children, our schools. They are spoiling our children. They are defiling them. They are raping them. They are molesting them. They are bullying them. sexually. And what is happening at Benkum secondary school no, and then Benkum Pew, all the secondary schools in Yano, any second tertiary education, and then Uko a bus a window universities are sex for max, and they been a jump Okoya ya later what shame what down no sex for max in Kolei university almost shade teachers say yomo for yomo. These things have become rampant, and if you don't look at it critically as a canker, as a crisis, we are going to have a situation whereby our girl child will lose that confidence, and they will be abused, and then when they are spoiled, it will be very difficult. No wonder once that school they use sex as a tool to get everything that they want. They give sex out easily because at school no the sex energy max, the sex energy first class into or the sex or the sex prepare promotion. Therefore the sex or the sex the president at the disadvantage of the boy child. But man, what does it offer? What they are saying, you're very careful. The way we are spoiling our children, it's a problem. We must look at it critically. What I say, hey. Now finally, let me talk briefly about what is happening in our society. What is happening in our society? I think, say, we must understand, say, there is something we need to do in our schools, and it's my prayer, Mr. Prayer, Minister of Education, my pencil out for Vice President because of what you are doing for the education, the innovations, and then the technology you are bringing on board, the deepening of maths, the deepening of science, the deepening of engineering is so crucial. The infrastructure development, the monitoring. But I want you to take the moral aspect, because Aqualen Ecosia Diana Yedifana affect Aquano confidence. What I say, there are brilliant young girls out of school where teachers know etatomo, teachers know ehuhuomo. Aquano so nya ebe felino, ye felino ebe didi atem, ebe de yakadie, ebe buleno. And this girl's child, no, they don't have anything. Let's begin to strengthen the schools. No, a unit about dealing with sexual harassment at our schools. Let's have a unit. That unit, no, led by maybe a church schools chaplain and a committee. Occasionally, external there's people from that unit, to come. Say that they want external auditors. They come and periodically they go to the girl child and ask them, are they safe at the school? Who are the teachers are harassing them sexually? Who are the teachers who are having sex with them? And then they report these teachers, and we deal with those teachers. And also our teachers also young require deliverance in our schools. So teachers in there, all the teachers in our schools need deliverance from sexual abuse. Special service and my teacher for no near deliver about a drama abetro nobody mano yen deliver what do I say? Yen teachers don't casa yen counselors me say me best school I have to get every teachers Minister of Education organize seminars for me to come and talk to the teachers and let me put sense a legal sense into them and fear. But some of them teachers will be the law on sexual offenses. They don't know anything about sexual offenses. They think that they have the right. Say baby, only akwala ebi mu wa omo the word ni kwala no. O ko ka teacher because any cultural so yen no yen kwala no so only aboa otibire. Some of them that's how they say it. And the baby only no omo tibire. What I say and our children are suffering. So Minister of Education, potential Vice President, and the Ampaw. What I say Asante region no need size. Asante region no need size. What I say first na ka napo ba napo so akogufu. Napo wato nsuomu, napo ato nsuomu na poor vice president ambition at Tonsomo for you to come and start Santifo say as Santifo dem position. Now what do you mean they don't like development? What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that, Napo? What do I say? It is Napo the whole vice president ambition at Tonsomo. What do I say? Oh, they know the say the Minister of Education. And the man who shone out to me said the national no no. All I say on paper on ya na share that baby victory be ba no na aba. That's my opinion. What I say. Now finally, let me advise Emma, any member, on how to avoid people who cheat. There's advice I believe man say. One say, "Oyiri ye oba onto me stand cheating na. Oba biara ni kuru cheatia ni bufu one no ko. Oba biara oye suspicious about the kuru cheating no. Sa oba no on cheati. Iti mema muntie metu mema nefo. Mema muntie mema metu mufo. Oyiri ena wo ko se o chiti oyiri e monitor se o chiti onini are concerned about your cheating habit. It means that that woman is faithful. True love, because true love and a faithful wife will not allow the man to cheat. But oh baby, are you comfortable? Say the crew cheating no, on a potential cheater. Oh cheated that. Oh baby, the boy cheating. Now the crew cheating in front of one. I say oh cheating. Because once I say oh yeah na me so be. It was some girls are comfortable. Who cheat here in front of her. Or you be wa who pay no one be feel in front of her. Who pay no bar on your suspicious. Oh no baby bon come in front of her. So bad no oh cheating in every relationship. The woman does not complain about your cheating habit. But when cheating habit, that woman is already cheating. Ampaw be dem mamono. Enti be man no ye mo extra your love. Now I'm warning about cheating. No more to tolerate a cheating habit. We should see those women as the women who love us. I'm not doing. Obebia dowa on person we share with any man. Obebia dowa uchite ene ya. Obebia dowa otufu otitin. Obebia dowa on monitor o movement. What do I say? But also obebia tolerate cheating habit. That's oba na kasa mo na kasa no o cheating. What do I say? And a man so much cheat here. The consequences they say what chewa Bema is difficult for Bema so they or back body be channel. What do I say? You know, who cheat here very careful. You should be very careful because that I bet you will say no. That's the end. And then maybe to be forgiven cheating husbands, wives. You know, we must look at all those areas. So very critical. And then finally, dwell much on the issue of there is something going on in this nation. And if you are not very careful, now share and come once a man the unexplained wealth quite fast idea for real issue na bano bibi koso US prosecute biaba out abeka say there are some team bia omoni agia for real were engaged in that alleged romance scam. And I can tell you for God, truthfully say, this issue of people making money without knowing their genuine source, it only happens in Ghana, where we don't question the source. Abrochi say $50,000 a drop of account to me. The system will find out where the money is coming from. Ghana there. Obia everybody makes money. Obia yesika. Obia kwa faso obia didn't sika free. Odia say ukum yesika. Obia bisao. ubo kono yes ka obi ebusa uwie na yes ka obi ebusa uwie buy ska no yes ka obi ebusa uko bo dwa no yes ka obi ebusa uko yokoke obi ebusa asofo no kran consent they are not interested in how much people they make money they hear say correction tax na flow o dey say ohene and also fa no ho kwa fa so young boys dey galam say wo area mo na ye boa ye di bi ohene fa no ho o dey say politicians no so inform who ministers ministers kwa so ministers in music carry your campaign the politicians are not bothered o dey say people are not bothered and then the whole country parents in their bothered where their children are making money parents inform who and when they say mo kwala no or kwala girl child a iPhone Pro 14 na ni mama kre ni young phone ni mama your concern and find who kwala pass up akwala nya iPhone almost about 250 million and kwala pass up the girl child a third data unit they don't care. So we are a nation now. Nobody is caring, nobody is worried, nobody is trying to find out who is making what. It are bringing a situation whereby people are making money at all costs. How people do anything to make money, anything. See, in a nation whereby people are ready to do anything to make to get money, no, a nation no suffer because people have a dubious means of making money in this country and nobody is helping. The unexplained law, where is it? Both MPP and DC. You don't want the square poster because more money say or tata reduce to nothing, and the parliament is not interested.